What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Games Recap.
Good morning. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being a part of what we do every day. Is we take a big piece of news from the game industry yesterday, and we try to break it down for as long as we can.
Yes.
Usually about an hour.
This is Brandon Pham, my co-host right here, Larry Charles Jr. We're here every morning at 10 a.m. Pacific time on twitch.tv/blue_champs. If you are missing a moment and you want to catch up with us later, you are probably watching us on youtube.com/bluechamps. If you're supporting us, any of you are liking the content and want us to keep the lights on literally, you're probably over at patreon.com/bluechamps. And our immediate next goal is to turn this show into audio podcast form every day on your commute, on the toilet, anywhere else. We will be listening and whispering in your ears
right there with you
about the daily game news, helping you through the struggle. Any shirts? Not wearing any today, but we do have merchandise. You want to support the show that way as well, you can go to our bluechamps.com website under merch. You will find all the cool things.
All the shirts.
All right.
All the things that we do.
So that's the pre-roll. We're done with it. What is today's topic? We're going to throw it back up here with there. Oh, GTA 5.
GTA 5 casino update. And what's interesting about it to me as a developer / businessman, and where the government is not stepping in to do anything about it, which is very interesting.
Yeah.
So let's just jump right into it. Anybody who's big into Grand Theft Auto 5, especially Grand Theft Auto Online, knows that there was a big casino update rolled out where your players can spend in-game money to play these casino games, win prizes, etc. But it essentially is like full-on casino. So you will lose in-game money. You will lose the cash that you have turned into Grand Theft Auto currency that turns into chips that you will. So basically, there's a funnel, right? There's a cash funnel that allows you to buy more chips. Although on their positive side, you get free chips every day.
Okay.
So
sure, here's some tokens.
And then there is a purchase limit where they won't let you convert cash to chips willy-nilly. Like they put in like a daily cap of like I think 50,000, so you can buy up to 50,000 chips a day.
Geniuses, dude.
But
a real life casino simulation.
A digital casino simulation.
Because
where actual money is at stake.
So where is
this is the first
how does digital poker work? Because obviously gambling, the legalities of it ranges from state to state. And we look at all those like laundering money shows that you have to like create a boat to make it legalized, right?
Put a laptop on a boat in international waters and
So obviously this is online.
Yeah.
And the closest thing that gets regulated with this stuff is poker online, right?
Poker and
how does that? Do you have any insight on how?
I'm not gonna lie. I wish I had more because
okay.
Selfishly, I had an idea. Like when the first iPhones came out, I was like, man, I want to make like an online casino where people are giving me 99 cents for chips.
Yeah.
And then they can play in my casino.
Yeah.
And digitally, everything will be in my favor.
Yeah.
Right? So like I was telling my instructor, Alan Emmerich, at the time about this idea, and he was like, oh, Larry, you don't want to go down that path because there's regulations and things in place that literally prevent you from doing exactly that. And so this was, the first iPhone was coming out when I was talking about trying to do something like this. So maybe a lot has changed in regards to online betting and online gambling. But I kind of sat on my ass the whole time thinking, well, it's an impossibility. I never doubled back to check and see if things had changed.
Yeah.
I'm assuming if Rockstar is even doing this and making it and putting it out there,
things have changed.
Things have had to have changed. And if this goes well, this is going to be the first of many. I promise you. We all know the glitz and glam of a casino is so alluring. We know that the addiction of gambling and potentially winning money
is huge.
Even if it's digital currency, because this is like a second life.
So
type
crazy,
of
dude. They just need VR enabling. They don't even need it, but it would be nice.
They're
put on a VR, PlayStation 5 VR headset and be like sitting right there in the casino.
I would love it.
They're so fucking smart.
They're Grand Theft Auto
the sleeping
Online
dragon, dude.
So much money.
GTA 5, man. Wow, Activision, Bungie, Player Unknown. Everyone's vying for like number one, quote unquote, of first-person shooter competition, right? Battle Royale craze. GTA 5 has been quietly just earning
They're the only ones in their game.
And killing. Yeah, exactly.
No need to make noise.
There are over 120 million copies. Legitimate $60 maybe on some kind of whatever.
$41.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm sure people will still spend $40 for GTA. I have yet to sit there with GTA 5. So I'm one of the many millions that can still buy into this.
Do you want? I have 2 copies. I have the original PlayStation 4 copy, and then what was it? It was PlayStation 3 first, and then PlayStation 4.
Yeah, it got converted. I keep forgetting about that. Yeah,
I have the old copy, and then I got like a $19 Amazon deal on the remastered one or the PS4 one.
Yeah, it's a game that I always want to pick up, but it is like an investment, right? But like that's why they're still selling so much. Mm-hmm. It's unprecedented how many copies. 120 million, dude.
Yeah, it's a lifestyle.
That's a whole Call of Duty 10-year franchise. Oh no. So every Call of Duty is 30 million. That's 4 Call of Duty games. 4 years.
But here's the other thing is like over those 4 years, right? Not just the copies sold, but like the amount of digital revenue. Those shark bucks.
Those online component. They really figured it out, like with their online component, and this is basically floating Take-Two, man. Mm-hmm. Because they're aside from 2K Sports,
what else do they got?
What else do they have? I mean, once in a while they can flop with a follow-up to Mafia or all these other games that they make. But XCOM, right? Mm-hmm. But it's like the GTA that's allowing them to kind of maneuver and fuck around. They found the non-traditional, non-annual type of gameplay. Not accidentally, but they weren't planning for something like this, right? Because GTA for a long time, from 1 to 4, was a very traditional 100-hour plus open world game. And
three to what do you mean 1 to 4? Well, 1, 2, I would say 1 and 2 were maybe like 16-hour games.
Yeah, right. But it was like lending towards the traditional. Here's a copy, really finish the copy, throw the copy away.
Get the DLC.
Yeah. GTA 5, they experimented some kind of online before GTA 5, but for GTA 5 they really nailed it, and it has been keeping it going. And the interest still in the news, basically creating a casino simulation that everybody. Like, yes, of course. How are you going to beat the quality graphics? Like, there's nobody in Las Vegas, even with all their funding, can get a team together to create a better simulator than what GTA 5 already has done, right? Yeah. So they're already on a bracket of their own, and if anything, those Las Vegas guys should be really worried. Because that's the demographic that has not been visiting the casinos, right? I mean, isn't that like a huge group there that has been exiting and not visiting Vegas for gambling anymore?
So I guess I do see the allure of Vegas being lost on people younger than me.
Yeah.
I don't want to use myself as the barrier, but I know that like my group,
25 and under,
people above us, we know and love Vegas. We're super excited about it.
Yeah.
And unless you're throwing an EDM carnival, you don't see like the tweens who are becoming legal age, who are becoming like young adults, going to Vegas in droves because they're excited about food, gambling, and shows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's not part of their culture.
Yeah.
And so Vegas is having a hard time with customer replacement from what I'm seeing is. And this is the life cycle that all game developers need to be conscious of, especially like when we say Call of Duty. Call of Duty has been making games for a whole generation now of like 16 when it started. Now I have a family, or even, I was very young, but now I'm like an adult, so I don't play it anymore.
Yes.
And then who comes in to replace those people? When you're long in the tooth, you'll start to see that kind of thing. Vegas, I believe, is going to be going through those struggles because people who are older and who like Vegas are going to stop going, are too old to visit, maybe even dying off. Vegas has been around for a while, right? The younger crowd, their attractions are not as the things that Vegas has to offer. I can only think of one that I know people have been really excited about at a young age, which is like Music Carnival. Other than that, they don't care about $10 steak. They don't care about, Cirque du Soleil. They want Marshmallow, Deadmau5, Skrillex.
Yeah.
If they ain't there, they ain't going.
Yeah. But I can definitely see them going to GTA 5 because it's playing cards for real money, man. That's how you get them started. If anything, Las Vegas is hopeful that this will turn them into like real life gambler. Yeah. Come to the real experience.
Oh man.
This is a huge update. And I actually would love to hear like Zach kind of comment on this. We're talking about loot box being maybe gambling, right? This is like straight up gambling. Yeah.
And that's why I want to see how this plays out, because they put in some control, right? To be like, hey, you can only buy 50,000 chips a day with real money, and we give you 1,000 chips a day for free. But
is it $1 a chip? What's the deal?
No, I don't know what the conversion rate is. I actually haven't played it myself.
I'm gonna look it up.
Basically, just know that you can spend real money to get more chips, and you can get chips for free, and there is a limit for how much real money you can spend. So on paper, that feels very ethical, right? But in my eyes, that's like just playing the long game. It's like, look, if you're addicted to this, you're going to give us that $1 million that you have.
Yeah.
If we get it in 10 days versus getting it in 30 days, I don't feel so bad.
Right.
You know,
it's the classic casino rule. They're in the long game. So I want to check this out real quick, actually. GTA 5's online new casino is great even when you're not rich. So this is a Kotaku article that we're referencing. Of course, this news is being hit in all outlets, but we'll just read off of this and give you a perspective. All right, so I'm actually going to... Right now we're covering...
Oh, man, I can't wait. I'm going to play it. I'm going to play it. I'm excited about this. Just because I want to see if, like, okay, can I strike now?
Yeah.
Right? Can I make my mobile game casino? Because I was like, with how many phones I know the iPhone is going to sell, I was like, if I can make just even some basic games and have fun with it, roll out some social features. I was like, this would be the last thing I do in the game industry. I was thinking about retirement at day one.
So Grand Theft Auto Online update went live today. The Diamond Castle and Resort update adds a large list of new content, including new missions, cars, yada yada yada. Players worried about how pricey this update will be surprised how cheap some of it is, but players can also spend millions if they want to in-game currency, right?
Yes.
Yeah, not money. Since the release of
chips.
Grand Theft Auto Online, players have been driven by an empty casino near the northern part of Los Angeles. So crazy how they're building Second Life out of GTA 5.
Yeah, it's a digital world it's so vast that you can explore so much.
How many people in a server that can actually run around that you bump into?
That I don't know. I don't actually know how they.
Because that's the only missing component to this thing being like the next, basically player ready one. Ready Player One.
Things are going in that direction though, right? Because if you look at 10 years prior to this, people were trying to do this with MMO.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Think about what an MMO will be like 10 to 15, 20 years from now. Like the idea of Ready Player One, especially now that we have VR, there's going to be a big, massively alternate persona, avatar-based MMO experience.
Yeah.
It's coming. People in the trailer parks are going to live the millionaire lifestyle because they're going to be a social influencer inside of whatever this fake world that is going to be built soon.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I'm ready for it.
I'm ready for it.
I'm going to be an old secret spy still flirting and, saving people and doing like James Bond stuff when I'm 60. Mark my words.
Yeah. It seemed like the casino was going to be closed forever. Recently, after some teasing in the game, Rockstar announced the casino will be opening. The old empty building has been replaced with a modern, fancy exterior. This is the Diamond Casino and Resort, and it is the hottest place in the game.
Damn.
Man, they are Rockstar. It's been established. Rockstar will be creating Ready Player One and Westworld. Like they might as well just combine this Rockstar world and not release a digital copy ever again, right?
Well, we all know that there's going to be a Grand Theft Auto 6, right? It's going to be a fidelity update because it was started for that console generation, right? Like it'll be the PlayStation 5, Xbox 2, GTA, right? And that game will carry the entire life cycle of that console. So we at least know that they're going to do that, I guess, for the next console generation. So we at least know that it'll be at least 11, 12 years before we see them say, okay, now we just have Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Not 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just called Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah.
Hop in and live your life. Our content is not single player. It is just content that anyone can experience at any time.
Yeah.
Missions ebb and flow based on user. I know they're cooking up something huge. They have the resources and they see all the data that's telling them to do so.
Yeah, this is insane. Like this is like a sleeper hit. Well, it's a hit.
It's a
But like the coverage you only hear about once a few months, but also it's insane how this is not being like the front page of every news outlet, because the potential of where GTA is heading, all the shows that we're watching, it makes total sense that Rockstar is going to be the leader of like AR VR simulations.
I forgot one key thing, which might be why Rockstar is getting away with this and not so much other online poker sites or other places, right? There is a money in, money out when you're on DraftKings, when you're on online poker, when you're on any of these things. Like, you're putting up like $500 to get chips, and you're gambling, but then you could pull out $700 because you beat other people. So there is like literal income that you are pulling out of this. That's taxed differently than when you're like, no, the money that you put in this game is gone forever. You're buying in-game stuff, experience. This is legitimately gambling, right? But it's not like surprise loot box gambling. It's more like you know the risk, you know the odds. We tell you everything about the game. You know you're playing GTA craps.
Yeah.
So but you're never gonna pull that money back out.
So there's no cash out feature.
There's no cash out. You're just gonna.
There's no in-game selling to player to player.
This is the brilliance of it. You're buying the chips, which is in-game currency for that character. So your in-game character can get stinking rich. But what does that actually mean in real life?
Can you sell that on eBay as a character that for people?
Possibly. I don't know.
So it's not big enough that people are doing this.
I don't know if there's like I haven't played it myself yet, so I don't know if I could be like, hey, wow, I just won 8 million chips in the casino. Here's $1 million.
I've been ignoring the GTA Online for a long time, but every update they've had is like, that is something I definitely would dig into.
It's an industry now.
It's an industry, right?
They've created careers on YouTube. They've created millionaires for people who just stream like GTA content, like who come up with. People have been filming their own little mini shows. They've been, oh man, God.
I'm so out of that world. That's why I'm so surprised that people are not paying more attention to this. 120 million people is a lot, I guess. But like players have been driven by a casino and thinking that it's empty. The old empty building has been replaced with a modern fancy exterior. This is the Diamond Castle and Resort. It's the hottest place in the game. All right, I read that. At the start of the update, players are given a short tour of the casino and then let loose to explore and gamble. Unlike previous GTA Online updates like the nightclub update, you don't have to buy the casino and invite other players to join. Instead, just walk in. You will see other players from your session walking around the casino. So it is limited. I gotta look this up. How many per server can actually? Because that is the next key to unlock right there. Maybe that's GTA 6, where they're finally, as you're walking around, is actual NPC, not NPC, but real players.
I would imagine that it really boils down to like a density issue, where when they say your session, I'm hoping that it's more like a proximity based, but also numbers based. Because for example. GTA is the kind of game where like you can just like you can create mayhem at a moment's notice, right? You can blow shit up, you can steal stuff, you can drive stuff off of ramps and cause bigger explosions. Like there's so many destructive experiences that are waiting for you in Grand Theft Auto Online. So if I imagine 200 people like all in this like one part of Los Santos all together, not one of those people is going to be able to make any progress doing what they want, because out of 200, somebody at some point always is going to be the person who's like, I'm bored, I'm just going to go screw with other people. You know what I mean? So I imagine that they try to keep the numbers maybe 10 people within like a decent amount of proximity. This is a guess.
Yeah, so I'm looking at it right now. So last gen console, the PS3 and Xbox 360, 16.
Oh, see?
Now gen is around 30. And I guess it is hardware limitation. It has to be, right? Otherwise, they would love to have like the whole world in there.
Sure.
But I mean, that's a good enough number to kind of get things going. You will see players from your session walk around. It feels organic and less sectioned off than other GTA Online world. For this, worry about violence when you are in the casino. Players can't access weapons or fight with other players. That's good.
Oh, nice. And steal your chips.
Wasted. Wasted.
I hit the big one. Yes.
Yeah, that's gonna ruin it. Not having to buy an expensive property like in other updates means players can start having fun without having to grind for cash. The only requirement to gamble is a small membership fee of $500, which is cheap for most GTA Online players. Once you're a basic member, you can get some chips and start gambling. Chips are a brand new currency that is spent with everything in the casino. If you want to play some blackjack or some horses, you use chips. You also use chips to buy clothing, decorations, in-game money, buying chips. You get 1,000 chips each day you use to gamble. Players can buy 50,000 chips at a time and must wait a short period of time before buying more.
So check this out. According to this little thing I just pulled up, a shark card with $1,250,000 in-game money is $20.
Mm-hmm.
So for $20, that $500 fee is like nothing. It's insignificant.
Yeah.
Compared to if you just spent $20 and got 1.2 million in online funds.
Yeah.
The Megalodon shark card for $100, you'll get 8 million.
Wow.
8 million GTA bucks or whatever.
GTA bucks.
Oh, there's even more. Great white shark, Megalodon. No, it's got to be Megalodon. Yeah, that's the last one. 8 million. So I just spent $100. I have 8 million, and they're asking me for 500. Like I can see that. You could probably earn that in like a minute or two. Just
I'm just very curious because the reason why you can't cash out is why it's able to kind of bypass all those crazy laws.
Mm-hmm. Most of them, at
but
least.
I'm thinking they're gonna probably try to squeeze that in somehow, right? To kind of work around.
Why?
Why wouldn't they?
No, why would they?
Why wouldn't they to cash out on your money?
Because
well, not cash out, but like it becomes. Well, you'll be inviting other types of players, right? That actually would use the system. And,
you're inviting problems in my eyes. If
Right.
they were to like legitimately be like, hey, this is online casino now, and like, hey, and you know what, you can convert your shark bucks back to cash somehow. Then like criminal underbelly, like laundering, then people coming in trying to actually steal.
Yeah, Rockstar Studios get rambushed.
Exactly. They're leaving it at, oh no, Michael is rich.
Yeah.
Right? Trevor is rich.
Yeah.
You're just playing the game.
Yeah. But I'm sure like
go buy that Lambo.
Las Vegas, if they're savvy enough, has to see that this could be the future.
I think
they need to have an online virtual Las Vegas.
I agree with that. I think Las Vegas needs to, if there is going to be a money in, money out digital system, the people who own Las Vegas casinos are already used to being the bankroll for a big loss or a small loss or whatever, because over time they always win, right? So they already know the systems. They would be happy to say, oh, sure, what? 10 million, 3 million, 5 million, 90 million people this month came to our online casino and we won at a 53, 54% rate.
Yeah.
They already know that whole business. They should be behind that 1,000%. And I would hope no other company tried it other than like a big casino brand that's already established there.
Yeah.
Because it's not new business to them. It's just new customers.
Yeah. They're already working with game developers to make those machines, right? I mean, I think years ago we were looking at... Yeah,
but now it's like arcade.
Like arcade, yeah. I mean, years ago we were looking at a news article talking about how Las Vegas is losing a lot of grounds with younger people, right? They don't go to Vegas for gambling; they go for other things now. And to help with that, they have been enlisting like respectable game developers to kind of design their machines so that it becomes more addictive or at least a funner experience, right? So they're already working with game developers. It's crazy to think that they haven't been working on something like this to make it a legitimate virtual world. Mm-hmm. Welcome to Vegas. Put on your VR headset. Yeah. Let's gamble. They will have so much more business, and they need to hit up Rockstar because they are the closest to making that a reality. They can't just outsource this to China, man. It's gonna look shitty. These are the graphics that you're competing against, that gamers and the younger audience are used to. You can't shovel that in.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest problem with fast follow in the game development industry in general, is the like people who don't have an understanding of what it really takes to make a quality product just want to make a quick product because they see the end goal without respecting the delivery vehicle, right?
Yeah.
They say like, oh, online casinos are making all this money. We need to get our own online casino. It's a shit experience, terrible interface.
It's gonna be a crappy game.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, with Vegas with the millions of dollars. Yeah.
If they go into it with that attitude, like the Amazon, like we'll buy Crytek and like take over the game industry attitude. Yeah. If you start with like, okay, you know what? Let's respect video gaming. Yeah. We want to get to that end goal, but how we get there is through actually making a good game. Yeah. And come to a company that like is just good at making games. Yeah. Work together. Mighty Morphin Power Ranger time. Activate.
Yeah, man. Rockstar never have to make a GTA again.
Man, please. Any Vegas casinos, Venetian. Caesar's Palace, New York. You guys listen. Hire me and Brandon. We will design the game half. He'll do the art. I'll design it. You hook us up with one of your mathematicians. Yeah. And then give us the money to hire about 60 other people underneath us.
It's not going to be much to model a table. It's mostly programming and making sure that that's adjustable. Interactions there.
I'd make you log in with your Facebook account.
Yeah, I mean, driving to Vegas is an experience. Sure, it is fun, but the accessibility isn't as quick ever than putting on a VR headset and I'm in Vegas.
Yeah.
Start gambling my life away.
I was saying,
Once you have that much of it, it's dangerous, dude.
It's
that ease of accessibility, man, people are gonna go bankrupt in a minute.
Well, in 10 minutes
10
because
minutes.
of the pay gate that
Right,
they put in.
right.
And in their favor, like I at least tip my hat in that they're like from day one have been like, look, we're putting in some, even if you're irresponsible, you can only be this much irresponsible in our system. I can at least appreciate that. Yeah. But we all know if you're hooked on crack, you're gonna get the crack.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like it's only a matter of time. I don't mean to make light of that situation, but I'm just using it for reference.
Yeah.
If you take 3 days to give me $100 instead of 3 minutes, I'm willing to wait the 3 days because I'm still going to get the money. Yeah. I think like that's how Rockstar is doing it. They look great on paper.
Yeah.
Like, oh, come on, government, look at this pay gate that we put in.
It's like in-game currency. Yeah, it's fake money.
Only spend $50,000.
Fake bucks. Yeah. With chips in your pocket, the casino feels like a dangerous playground. The various table games like blackjack and poker have simple controls to bet and hit to dictate. The slot machines are simple too, with different machines having different minimum and maximum bets. Other GTA universe bases on TV show like Vice City in Egypt. Every slot machine is blaring loud music. Yes, the scenery is cool. Once you're done gambling and have a few drinks, sorry, lost my place.
Sorry.
You might start wondering what else there is to do. This is when you need to spend some big bucks to play the rest of the update. Oh man, that is so cool, dude. They're basically a virtual arcade now. Beyond a basic membership, players can buy a penthouse to become VIP members. Oh my God, they are doing it.
What individual or groups of people was the first one to be like, yo, you know what we really need?
Oh, yeah.
That person, I'm telling you, Lamborghinis are coming. You did it. Congratulations. I'm so jealous of you.
They're selling the VIP experience of Vegas, dude.
Super fake.
Super fake.
Yep.
Yeah, I am very...
But you know what?
When GTA enables VR, that is it. That is the killer app, in my opinion. Let's simulate Westworld right now.
Yes. I'm telling you, man.
Because that's like the type of software it needs. This type of software is when it, like, I get it. I can be a fucking penthouse VIP.
And what's funny is, like, I never related to people who were like Uber players, right? Where they like the concept of Second Life, I knew what it was, right? And even to talk about that type of a game where I've created this avatar in this online world and it represents me digitally, and I'm living vicariously through this character I've created. It never really stuck with me as to like how addicting that could actually be. Like how much can someone really connect to this thing that they're controlling? And like I've played games and I always have fun, but I've never been like, oh man, I'm Nathan Drake when I play on Trump. I've never had that level of connection.
Yeah.
It wasn't until like I noticed this thing that happened to me. I was playing World of Warcraft one day and I was a big fan of that game, especially early on. And my character, like, I fell off of a cliff doing something and I fell off the cliff. And I had that feeling in the stomach of like, oh, like I'm falling. And that's when I was like, oh shit, this is legit. Like
it happened.
I've connected enough to this that like in this experience, because I felt like I'm this character, or this is supposed to be me. I don't know how, but like when that character fell off the cliff, I felt that momentary stomach drop feeling, like I had just fallen off a cliff. Yeah. And a whole bunch of new things clicked for me. So like I can clearly see like, yes, I want the penthouse. Yeah. Yes, I want the dope car. Yeah. Because these people are gonna see me. Yeah. Balling out of control.
Yeah. I mean, we're talking about basically simulations of dreams and having control over it, right? And unless what is it called when you actually do have control over dreams? It's called
lucid dreaming.
Lucid dreaming, right? Video games are the way to get there. Video games are the way to make VR an everyday thing. And this is where the virtual reality hardware, especially with Facebook, is veering away from, right? They're trying to make it consumer friendly for things like watching TV, thinking that that's the best way to broaden the market. No, you start with the niche group that made you the way you are. Making an item that gamers want to have, and that slowly will bleed into the general public. That's why I'm so worried about the virtual reality market right now. Like Facebook, if they're they are leading the way, are going too general with their devices, right?
Yeah,
they're not gaming focused.
I haven't seen that critical adoption rate yet, and I'm waiting for that. But I just know before I am put in the dirt, hopefully, if I die of old age and natural causes, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna see that point where like VR gaming, alternate reality gaming is gaming. Like that's just the stand all be all, right? Because it's like going back and saying Atari was the best we'll ever have.
Yeah.
Right? Like no way. Even though we feel like what we have right now is great, I promise you, 20, 30 years from now, the two trends that I see continue are immersion is getting better, the types of experiences we can offer get better, and the amount of people I can connect to get better. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, like that VR Ready Player One world is coming, and I'm gonna be the most badass when that happens.
It's gonna be the most badass thing. I think Rockstar.
They're almost there.
Rockstar is gonna be the killer app, man. Mm-hmm. Like once they enable that feature, probably on the PC version, it's gonna make it very, very real. The potential will be realized. Right now, there's no games. Even with Valve kind of doing their thing, we're kind of hoping that they break through with one of their 3 VR games that are exclusively making for VR headsets. But even then, I can't really see them delivering something that will break into like the general public of conversation, right? Like honestly, with this latest GTA 5 casino update, if they announced it tomorrow, the PC version you can put on a VR headset, that is leaps and bounds anything that Valve can announce with Half-Life 3. You know what I mean? Yeah. Because now, like, what? I can play in a casino? Let me try that. There's a lot of people, adults, that demographic, youngsters who want to live that VIP life in Las Vegas. Sounds cool, man. Even with me, I don't go to Vegas to gamble. I just hang out. But they're talking about going to hotel, spa, VIP treatment. I was like, oh, I want to try that.
Let me put my digital character in that hot tub.
Put my character on the hot tub, and hang out and just play around with my friends in the casino, 30 of my friends. Yeah. That sounds like a fun experience, especially with a VR headset. So I hope that's in the talks, man, because they can really finally put VR on the map.
And with VR experiences, you can do so many things differently, right? Like the types of to build this world and say like you're a person in this world, but then create this world that just has such eccentric extremes, right? Like there's death races in GTA Online. You can be a playboy, multi-billionaire business owner. You can be a pilot.
Driving the cars.
You can be a cop. You can be You can completely live these like separate realities that have full on like experience, engagement, and systems that really put you in that role. Yeah. Knowing that they've added this casino component, like, oh man, I wonder if anybody has met in GTA Online and like actually had any sort of like, hey, like I actually like you. Do you want to date? Like, I wonder if there's any dating stories in GTA like there were in WoW.
I'm sure.
Because once you start offering slice of life stuff, that's when you really start to broaden your audience.
Yeah. The only limitation right now is at 30, right? They got to really figure that out. And it's a huge one because, you know, the spreading the resources. But it should be doable. We're in the world of player unknown, 100 people per server now. I mean, if the open world people, King, Rockstar, can figure it out, they should. Because that will open up so many doors for them to move it beyond. You know, they have their story they want to tell, which they should continue telling. 100 plus hours of experience. They've discovered this whole revenue stream by keeping the life shelf of their games 5+ years past the game shipping, right? With their GTA Online. And that's basically Second Life. Like everything that Second Life have ever tried and attempted is being realized right now.
Second Life is hugely successful for what it was and when it was. I think that it just opened the door to ideas that are about to explode over the next decade. Yeah. I hate to be this guy because like as much as I love going out and putting my toes in grass and sand and snowboarding and touching trees and smelling flowers and just feeling how big this world is any way that I can, I also know the convenience of being able to just create a world that doesn't have the same problems that we have to go through, where I can just live and breathe and be completely separate from myself if I wanted to. You know what I mean?
It's a nice vacation.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's a nice mini vacation.
Exactly.
And, most of your life, when you want to travel, it's mostly because, it's inconvenient. And if we can remove that barrier, it is a lot to do with game developers figuring that out.
And you know those like those pictures. So actually, Ready Player One is a great example of this. Like in your real life, you live in a shit trailer.
Yeah.
You have like terrible resources and means, and like your life. If you weren't playing inside of this fictional universe,
it would be terrible.
It'd be so boring. It'd be so bad.
Yeah.
But here you are. You're like an 8-star account.
Yeah.
People respect you. People like genuinely are interested in how you're doing. Want to be friends.
Yeah.
You're getting a slice of that communication or of that social experience. I can't touch you. Yeah. But like I can still be a part of your life
with haptic body feedback.
There we go. It's like Larry. That's 2.0, man. 2.0. Touch is coming.
It's coming.
Yeah, you get where I'm going with this. Like there's so many cool things.
No, there's huge, man. Like the role of a game developer is. It's a little touting our self-importance here, but it's the future, dude. Yeah. If Matrix is the end game, game developers will get you there. And it's all a simulation, right? There's talks about what reality could look like.
I can't wait to tell my real kids about how my virtual family lives so much better than we do.
It's true, dude. It's going to get to that point within... if not near the tail end of our generation, in our kids' generation, when they'll be facing these kind of like philosophical questions, dude. Like, what is real? Yeah. What is real, right? So, I mean, people have physicists and scientists nowadays are questioning if our world right now is a simulation. Right, and that's already in the Matrix.
I love that people think that way because they're basically equating it to like how many different calculations happen inside of a human brain. Yeah. Well, our technology is advanced enough that like I can simulate 8 human brains on this computer right here. Yeah. So if we extend that, who's to say that we are not part of just an advanced, evolved simulation? Like I get why people think that way. Yeah. I will say this. That hurt.
Yeah, but that's. Haptic feedback. You got to upgrade to the suit, bro.
I'm just saying that, like,
oh, Larry, you can't feel that.
If I'm simulated Larry, whatever, like,
you got the welfare copy of GTA. You got to get the deluxe edition GTA.
If I am a simulation, I was like, hey, somebody did pretty damn good,
bro. Man, it's all mine, dude. When you're in those dreams, you feel certain things, right? And that alone already tells us that it can be simulated through the brain cells. Meta Directus asks if Second Life players can create the world inside the game. Yep. Is this or will be possible in GTA? I don't think GTA will ever enable.
They're not going to let us. They're not going to give us that level of control anytime soon. No. I could see it working a little like Fortnite Creative at some point, where like you do have a way of like going to an area that isn't built
you go to your apartment to push your furniture around.
Yeah, like they'll give you some level of creative control, but I don't think they would ever give you terraforming.
No, you won't be able to change the city of this is my town.
Yeah, that's
maybe GTA 10, but that tech, will require so much hardware to simulate.
I'll say even then though, I can see constraints, right? Like you might be like, hey, I started a construction company and I paid for everything to demo that building. All that really does is it turns it back to a flat. Yeah. Right. So now, which
buildings do you want? And then you see it being built.
I can see that kind of thing happening. I don't know if I'll ever see like, hey, I just decided to put a big ass crater in this game. Yeah. And just take all this content out.
Yeah. Or I hired some virtual contractors to build up this. Oh my god. It can go that crazy, man.
It's coming, man.
People are gonna prefer to live in virtual worlds. Period. Right? It's cheaper, it's more convenient, and in some cases, like even this casino experience, I kind of want to jump in there with you, man, and like check it out. Like, what is that experience? The only thing that's missing is a head-mounted display. Like, if they can add that in there, and I walk around and we're playing craps, that is. I mean, without it, it's already fun. Yeah. But like that's a whole nother level where I can finally see, all right, this is the killer app. A casino, something like that. You're still playing games, basically. But it's super approachable, right? The rules don't have to be learned as long as you know the rules in real life, right? Being able to go in there and gamble with your friends. It's a whole lifestyle. Going to the spa and checking out. Oh, my God.
Look at the polygons on that.
Yeah, but this is what I mean, man. Facebook, Oculus, all these selfish VR headset makers need to look at what's going on, survey the industry, and like, all right, that's our killer app. Everybody, come on. Let's go to Rockstar. Let's talk. Let's figure out a casino update VR version. Roll that out. get the press on it, get public interest, and get some VR displays out there, man. Right now, everyone's doing their own thing. It's shooting our own foot to making this thing happen. So it's a definite loss.
Oh, we should do that more often. Look at the lighting. We actually look nice.
That is super bright. Super bright. Yeah, it's just the sun comes down sometimes. So, let's finish the rest of the
Oh, man. I'm sorry. Whatever I had planned for the rest of the day is going to be devoted to trying out the GTA Casino. I'll report back.
Yeah. So, beyond a basic membership, players can buy a penthouse to become a VIP member of the casino. Be prepared to spend over $1 million for a basic, no-thrills penthouse. Though so Twitch Prime members can get a free penthouse if they link their social club account. Man, Twitch Prime,
just
so
for Twitch, that's a $20. That's actually a $20 conversion right there. So here's the thing: I just looked at that chart. Right, $20, $19.99 buys you 1.25 million. Right, you're gonna get a penthouse for 1 million.
Yeah.
So was that 80% of your 80% of your funds? $20 right there. All I'm saying is like that Amazon Prime $5 a month is something serious.
Yeah.
I don't know how on the grand scale they keep getting these deals like that. Good God.
Well, I mean, Amazon is already selling shitloads of things.
Shout out to Amazon for working at
the
least
the membership game
Yeah.
is, I think Prime does it the best.
Yeah.
Right? They have this one catch-all membership fee, and all they're thinking about is creating value for their customers. Basically paying $99 a year for life. Right? That is money that they can count on for the future of the company, and it's money that always will be there. Because who's going to leave at this point where they have so much deals going on that allows you to kind of shop around and test things out. VIP membership opens up new areas of table games as well as access to new story missions. These missions are about your character helping the casino owners and workers fend off an angry Texan who is looking. So they have story missions. This is annoying, especially if you don't have any friends to ask for help, and relying on random players in GTA Online is always a crap shoot. Yeah. Hiding new missions behind a 2-player requirement feels like a mistake for an update that is mostly easy and cheap in experience alone. We're still in the early days of the newly added casino. Yeah, I don't think they need that story. Just let people go in there and check it out.
I'll say this. I personally do enjoy like going through the story of a GTA so that the mayhem that I'm causing isn't just reckless for no reason all the time. Like I'm trying to create just enough mayhem to do the successful thing, right?
Yeah.
Versus just, I just feel like ruining other people's day. Because then I'm just going to be on a server with a bunch of people who just feel like ruining other people's day, and then you don't have a game experience anymore, right? Yeah. You have a sandbox that's only fun for 10 minutes, and you don't continuously stay and play to be part of that type of experience. So I know why they would want to have story content. Because even in my own life, like I have goals. Yeah. I have things that I want to work for and achieve, and that makes me go through things or do things.
No.
The games are no different. We've been trying to achieve goals since games started.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I can see that being something that they won't kill off. But me personally, I'm super sad that like I'm not gonna see Ballad of Gay Tony anymore. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or the Lost in the Damned anymore. Rockstar is like, screw that. We made the game. Now we're just making online supplemental content because that's better bang for the buck.
Yeah, like DLC was
I looked forward to it. It was so much fun.
It was so much fun, but it was the halfway point. It would always be the halfway point. I think Call of Duty is the only one that actually still roll out DLCs, aside from maybe Bungie. But that's a very old idea, right? It's more about patches now.
Assassin's Creed still does.
Yeah, but it's a very old model. Like just
it's not
story updates.
Think about it less like a story update and more like they're saying, okay, we've built this world, we have all these systems.
Here's an added experience.
This is the cheapest time for us to make a game based on all that. So let's like make this new character and like we'll make 25 new missions. We might spend 1/80th of the previous budget. We can still charge $30 and sell 40 million, 20 million, 10 million.
But it's
units.
like a model that like you're squeezing as much out of the player, and every DLC that drops, you're getting less and less people committing to it, right? I mean, that's what happens with Call of Duty. DLC 1 is the biggest bucks. All right, DLC 2 maybe. keeping on to that, but you're starting to see like a diminishing return, right? And that's how most DLC for most games are. You just there's a drop off until the next game, right? Games as a service is a continuous upswing or downswing, right? Depending on how good the updates are. That's the future. That's the way it should be.
I know if you follow the trajectory of what you were just saying, like making the game is the most expensive and time consuming. Taking what you've made the game to make like just a small story update is less time consuming, less expensive. Making drip content in a games as a service, I would imagine, is the least time consuming, least expensive. And has a huge bang for your buck because because of the drip style, you can kind of lure people in
and not go so deep
than the big chunk cycle.
Not go so deep in the mistakes. Right? That's the game developer 3 to 5 year, 7 years now. Major investment up front. Industry shifted. A lot of risks at the end.
Agile.
Yeah, a lot less agile.
I get it 100%. I just know that like
you missed those DLCs.
I've spent 6 minutes playing Grand Theft Auto Online. I would be willing to say probably around 500 hours in total over all my GTA single player experiences.
Right, of course.
That's just me.
Right. That is just you. But yeah, I mean that pretty much concludes this segment for us. We're going to be right back on at 11 a.m. I'm going to throw in some ending music so we end it appropriately. Bam! So we are here every morning at 10 a.m. Pacific time. Today's a little brighter because my curtains fell off, right? Exposed. But every morning at 10 a.m. you will see us on twitch.tv/blue_champs. If you're watching us after the fact or miss any minute of this broadcast, you can go to our youtube.com/bluechamps as well to catch our earlier episodes. You can support us directly going to patreon.com/bluechamps to support the show, support us keeping the lights on. Don't be fooled by how bright today is. I already explained that. We still need the lights literally.
I actually think it looks nice. If you go
back
and
look
rewatch
nice.
This, you're gonna be like, oh shit.
No, but over like a span of like an hour, the lighting changes so much. That's the problem. So if you want to be a Twitch Prime subscriber, that money does come to us as well. Just click on the subscribe button or the donate button to give us any fees. Coming up next is our next show, Invisible Walls. It will be coming on around 11. So stay tuned. If you are watching this right now, we will be coming back on in about 5 to 10 minutes. And Invisible Walls, if you haven't been a part of that, is about making breakthroughs. Yes, but the same way,
all about breakthrough.
We're making fun of the game industry. We're going to be making fun of the internet on that. So it's a less game-centric show. So everyone, thank you so much. And we'll see you in a bit.
Consider yourselves recapped.